Alright, what's up with it? Welcome back to another video. Hopefully I can get the audio correct this time around here, but I got a little special, almost like full circle kind of moment here. So the clips that I'm showing now are actually the guy that I mentioned in my first video, the one that just completely tore me apart here in this game. So, you know, I'd gotten those practice sessions down. I'm using Ultimate Gohan again here. This was our first fight. He had mentioned he had never used Kid Buu before. So, you know, this is him. Again, this is what was happening a lot in the first time that we fought. You know, he was able to just combo me from the front. Like, you know, no blocking, no perception on my end. You know, the Vanish Wars were definitely few and far between starting out here. I'm just going to be giving my live reaction, really, to the footage that we have here. But yeah, I was using Ultimate Gohan. I used a lot of characters that, again, I was kind of just still comfortable with. There are a couple times that I mix it up a little bit in this video, but that'll be a little bit later in the time. Hope everybody's having a good day. Thanks again for checking out my video here, seeing you know, me kind of grow in this field. You know, that was a big reason why I thought that this could be beneficial to me. See, if you're looking at the health bar here, I did think it was a little unnecessary to just totally use his ultimate, but he wanted to flex on me a little bit for the first fight, just show, hey, he's unbeatable. I mean, he worked me. He still had a good 2 bars of health left, so I had a long way to go. Thankfully, he won and done that character. We switched it up. He decided to go Majin Vegeta for our next fight. I, of course, picked Super Goku, which just right off the bat there is a little bit of a disadvantage, but hey, how am I going to get better, you know? I would like to one day, again, not trying to sweat, of course, but if I could use like base characters against, you know, some of the best characters, that's when I know that, hey, I'm pretty good at this game. But definitely not there yet. Again, he's comboing me from the front here. I'm trying to do my best to kind of sidestep. I get a perception off there and spam with a couple keys, step in. Of course, he vanishes. It really is, you're either a vanisher or a sidestepper in terms of avoiding or creating space. He was able to get some of those knockdown chains going pretty well early. Man, that key rush there is broken. He just kept using that. Thankfully, I was able to percept that one right there. But yeah, I'm trying to sidestep. Part of the problem with sidestepping is it just doesn't feel like the tracking is very good, and I feel like that's been a problem since the first patch. Like, one of the biggest problems with this game, when it first came out, it felt like I was tracking real well. Like, you were just constantly locked in and facing your opponent. But ever since that first patch, they haven't really been able to fix that tracking problem, or sometimes I'm just spamming to myself, basically. Because let's be honest, you know, this is a little bit more of a spammy game than not. Again, he whooped me there. In this fight, he's picking Gotenks. I went ahead with Jiren. Jiren was the original character that when I first started playing this game I wanted to use and get good at. He's OP, as we all know. Just way too fast, gets combos well. I got a couple good hits on that one. In this fight specifically, I definitely think my boy Yaksha here was relying a lot on using the supers. But Gotenks' supers are pretty easy to avoid, as you're going to see in this match here. Again, just comboing me in the front, can't do anything about it. That's definitely a significant problem when we do rematch, because I'm sure, you know, we're going to be playing a lot more than just these clips right here. But again, full circle moment, you know. He got me back into the game. I got to test my skills here, make sure that I'm not just completely awful and wasting my time. Part of it is just I like Dragon Ball so much. Like, you know, I wouldn't really consider myself like an anime fan. I've watched anime, of course, like, you know, Death Note and Cowboy Bebop. I'm relatively basic, and some of the longer anime ones, he let me meditate there and regenerate. He called me out on that. He was like, all right, I'll let you, you know, since I'm down on the 1 bar there. So, hey, I'll be transparent. I'll be honest here. But, you know, he's spamming his ultimate, he's spamming supers, you know, he's trying to get me down there. And thankfully in this one I was able to get the timing down to where I could avoid them. Especially with the multiple ones like that. Those are pretty easy to just kind of vanish out of the way. raw sparking. He doesn't want to rush. He just goes for the super here. You would think that if he rushed that, it's probably over. But he gives me a chance. You know, I'm able to get the vanishing one off on him. I rush in, try to get a little bit more, get him up on the auto combo. He can't vanish out of that. That was lucky in my favor. And then he lets me raw spark again. And when you let me raw spark, hit me with the rush there, I was able to get my first dub. This is my first win that I had against him in like, I want to say at this point we had played like 5 games, so 1-4, not exactly a great record, but as you can see throughout this, I do get a little bit better. This is my first time using Android 17 Super. You know, I know Androids are kind of the meta now with this game because they just charge key on their own with combos, so it allows you to be more hands first. And that's the true indicator on your skill level in this game, is if you can just go straight hands. You know, the supers and the ultimates are there, and I like using them. I also kind of like where my rank is, kind of being in like the BA rank, because I feel like when you get higher ranked, you know, everybody knows how to just automatically vanish those supers and those ultimates, so that for most characters, they're kind of useless. And actually, through this video, I do want to quickly touch on a topic that I want to go over in the next video, which is going to, well, I want to talk about the tournament. I want to talk about maybe ways that I think that this game could get better. And on Namco, hire me. You know, I can get some things done for y'all. Make sure this game stays good, or any future anime games, if you want to continue to be the forefront of that. Right here, I get to sparking, but this is a prime example of, if I vanish this, I have more of a chance. Granted, he's still 2 health bars in, but that rush move there definitely killed me. Being able to dodge those supers and those ultimates, especially with how he plays, is how, you know, I'm going to win more of these games. Now, I go back to Ultimate Gohan here. I stay at Ultimate Gohan for the rest of the match overall. He really is a great character to use. High damage yield. I can get transform into Beast Gohan, which I know that I've clowned on that before, but I do appreciate that more as like a preference, where it's like, you know, I can either use Ultimate Gohan, who already is 8 DP, so he already is like an overpowered character, but if I need to like level up once more, get a little bit of a health boost, and then of course that damage boost, that's always nice to have in your back pocket in case you're getting creamed, which, as you can see in some of these, it definitely is difficult for me to keep up my combos with him. They're more few and far in between. That was a crazy dodge that I did there. My character didn't even see him, and I was able to just kind of time the vanish. Call it luck, call it skill, call it what you want. I was pretty impressed with that when it happened. I win this vanish war by being able to out-key him, and then I'm able to get the rush move off there. I'm not sure if vanishes, like, if you're just outward vanishing, you know, instead of being in the vanish warp, that takes up key, but he had none there, so maybe it was impossible for him to vanish that to begin with, which, hey, works in my favor. I'm not going to complain about that at all. He was getting the super counters down on this, as you can see here. Yeah, he's able to dodge me again, which is something else. Certainly not one I was a fan of. He gets me on this one again. With the rush timing, I feel like those are a little bit easier to dodge because they're not as fast as the beams. Ultimate beams are a bit of a different story. Obviously, the Spirit Bomb is unguardable, from what I can tell. He's able to block that one, so I waste a little bit of my extra key there. But then I'm able to get him into this damage button, and Beast Gohan just does so much damage. Like, I got him down to like just that little sliver, and then hit him with the Wild Sense because he instant transmissioned. That definitely came in clutch. Now in this one here, yeah, we're doing a little bit of a sidestep battle, trying to figure out how to hit him in that regard. Get his back here for a second. That little flying kick move, it really is the best opener, you know, when they are blocking, to be able to kind of get a good combo in on them. I think, see, I'm trying to do the step-in combo here, but he's fast with the side steps, he's fast with the vanishing. You know, I'm not going to knock on Yaksha at all. He's a great player that I'm sure if he played more rank could get to S or Z, but hey, we all got lives. You know, this is such a small game, it's not even worth it. And I guess I heard that there's going to be a rank reset too when the DLC comes out, which I'm actually pretty excited for. I would like kind of a little bit of a rank reset just because you see all the top players, even the ones that first started, are just kind of stuck in Z now, and I think it's going to be a great indicator of who's still actively playing this game too, because 5 million copies sold. With my current rank, I'm probably in like the top 50,000 or something like that. Again, I haven't checked since February, like since I started playing the game, because it just doesn't matter. Like, you're going to have a bunch of inactive players that are going to be higher ranked than me now, but with the active players, you know, that's going to be a nice indicator of where everybody's at. And the ranking system might only be in like the top 5,000, you know, depending on active users. Maybe not people that play every day, but like 10,000 people for each console and PC probably still play this game. So I think that's going to be an interesting and even bold indicator for Bandai Namco to do, to try to almost implement like a season system in a game like this. I think that's going to end up backfiring on them. I don't really know what the whole point of that is. I think I touched, maybe I didn't, on the clan battle system that they added. Maybe it's just because I haven't been looking, but I haven't been able to find that. I certainly would like to join a clan just to kind of open up to the community that does still play this game. Not like, you know, I need like a, you know, a community within the game is all that I would be looking for. You know, keep it professional. Hey, I got some people that play this game because, you know, the group of friends that I have now, you know, they ain't playing this fucking game. You have to like Dragon Ball to, or at least watch the show. And admittedly, I haven't even watched Super, you know. I've heard so many bad things about it. Do I want to put the time? I got a life, you know. Can't just be grinding in on a show like that when I have other things that I'd rather be doing anyway. And I think I watched the Battle of the Gods arc. So I've watched, you know, Beerus coming down and Whis and going out to train with them. And at the end of the day, that's really all that I'm terribly interested in. Maybe some of the villains are nice, but it just seems like they really botched the characters in Super. And, you know, with as many main characters as Dragon Ball does have, I do think in some ways focusing on just Goku, although he being the face of the franchise, was kind of their biggest mistake. Like, you don't really hear a whole lot about Gohan, and Gohan was always hyped up in the Z arc to be like the next generation. He's just as powerful, if not more powerful, than Goku and Vegeta, and he's someone that doesn't even need to train. I mean, that in and of itself is a pretty, just goes to show talent alone and not using talent, I guess. If you guys haven't seen the show, Dragon Ball Z, it is a fantastic show. Even OG Dragon Ball is good too, and I doubt that they're going to be adding some of the characters from that just because the DP in comparison would be so low. And at the end of the day, when you're playing this game, people want to use OP characters. I'm talking over a great fight right here. He was able to transform to Fuse. We got down pretty close to the one margin there, but Vanishing Assaults, a little bit of Ki Blast. I wasn't able to deflect those. I thought I might have had a little bit of a chance here, but you can see it. I was trying to transform. He closed the gap on me so that didn't happen. Now this fight right here, this is the one. He's using his main. Fuse Zamasu, that's his boy. Whether it be DP, singles, I'm not sure what he does in ranked. I know that when we played, Fuse Zamasu is supposed to be the battle ender. So I'm going to go ahead and live comment on this fight now. Again, he's starting with a little bit more health. I'm not going to put anything against him for that. You know, Beast Gohan, I think, has the same amount of health anyway when I do transform into him. Granted, I wasn't able to in the last match, and I still got it down to pretty close, pretty even. So I could tell he was worried. He was scared in his britches here. I'm using a lot of the auto combo. I definitely have to get that out of my repertoire, because when I knock him up, I don't really have much of a follow-up move after that. Even when I've used Wild Sense in this video, it's either just for me to charge Ki or to gather some space. There's not really much that I'm able to react back on unless I want to start a knockback chain. And as we've seen here, he wasn't letting me do that. You know, he's good at the Vanish Wars. He can super counter. Part of me wants to call him out on his connection a little bit, but you know, maybe he has an Ethernet. I'm gonna have to ask him about his connection situation the next time that I speak with him here. I'm able to do what he was doing to me the whole time and just kind of get him from the front. Right there, I get him on the back. Beast Gohan just does so much damage that little combo right there really did put me ahead of the game. Now he does get into the instant sparking. So you can tell, hey, he wants to use his ultimate. He wants to get that down. Mistake for me to raw spark because he gets his back. He's able to knock me down. And I'm telling him right here, if this doesn't kill me, it's over. Because he's taking a lot of health away, and I'm still able to keep that 1 bar. As Beast Gohan says, it's over. I charge up to instant sparking, I get him on the combo, and then I can hit him with the rushing assault. It is blockable, but not when you're being moved like that. There were 2 other videos that I forgot to record. Admittedly, I lost them both, so it wasn't as even as it looked. But thank you guys for watching again. Have a good day.